I'd entered JS2 class, and the girls asked me to go back and take excuse to enter JS2 class. And I looked at them from head to toe, like, who are they? I insulted living daylight out of their body. And in my head, I wasn't going to attend Ojimbo. So hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're just tuning in, it is your girl Ada Adetunji. On here today, I am going to be sharing with you different moments I've encountered in life. If you're yet to click on the subscribe button, do so right away, and also hit on the notification bell so that you get notified as new videos drop. To my all-time favorite viewers, you guys know I can't stop loving you already. You mean so much to me. Thank you so much, guys. So let's get going. The day I carried the lasma back to my base. So, you know how Bariga axis is? One of the days I walked with my driver. You know, we kept going round. When you get to where they tell you to park, they will tell you they don't park there. The same lasma people were redirecting us to park in different places. Then a particular one actually asked us to park. While I parked, I dropped to go do my normal business, in a pharmacy. And I think my driver stepped down to go get some things. By the time he came back, he saw Lasma people around, and one person actually entered the car. I was actually telling the guy that it was one of you that asked us to park here. The guy did not want to listen to us. And I called my husband, and he asked to speak with them, and the guy refused to speak with him. My husband told me, "Is he in the car already?" I said yes, and he said, "That guy should not get out of your car, guys." I had my driver drive. I stayed behind, and there was child lock in the car. We carried this guy. So by the time we passed Bariga, we were driving out from Bagada to turn around Bagada GH. The guy was begging to stop. Like, he was trying to open the door, it did not open. We carried this guy from Bariga to Festac side. You know how the distance is. And I maintained my cool. I crossed my leg, and I was making series of call, telling him how I was going to deal with him and all of this. Having to picture this and how I was able to pull that stunt. I mean, it was crazy. Con, con, con. Okay. Say it's one of the days I went to fix my car at Hyundai. I'd come out from the gate, and I asked the security where I could get the car, because if you know Hyundai office on Mile 2 very well, I wasn't going to come through the express. I was going behind through Orile. There wasn't going to be any cab around there, and there was a whole lot of construction ongoing. So I asked the girl how to get to my base, and she told me to just walk down. Should I use a bike or this tricycle keke or anything? So no, just trek it. It's not far. It's just there. You see that is just there. Guy, babe, before you listen to anybody that tells you it's just there, just understand what their finances have to say regarding that it's just there. How I trekked my life out that day, it was exhausting indeed. I would say is the day armed robbers attacked Oji. So I lived in Oji growing up. And one of those days, they've written the normal letter that they were going to attack. We've gotten series of that letter in that week, and nothing had happened. That particular night, they started that robbery. I think they robbed, was it 7 Up or a bank? I can't remember. It was quite a distance, but gunshots now. I'll look at my mom. My mom read, my mom read from Genesis to Revelation that day. My sister prayed 30 decades of the rosary. My own was to be opening my eyes to be checking movements. My other brother never left under the table. My dad was a hero of the night. I mean, I wouldn't want to understand what the guy was passing through that day, because he had, and for the first time in a very long time, we had all of us at home. My 2 brothers, my little sister, my mom, my dad, and few cousins were at home. People that were crying were crying. My dad was just pacing. I remember one of the person, my brother would tell him, "Daddy, lie flat, lie flat." It was really, really, really a terrifying moment in my life. When I entered secondary school newly, so I was the best in federal entrance, and my dad assured me I was going to go. So they required 20,000 naira for registration, and that day my dad was actually reaching out to a lot of people to lend him that 20,000 naira. So he had assured me I was going to go to federal girls. Actually was also top five in model entrance in Owerri girls those days. And I'd entered JS2 class, and the girls asked me to go back and take excuse to enter JS2 class. And I looked at them from head to toe, like, who are they? I insulted living daylight out of their body. And in my head, I wasn't going to attend Ojimbo or Owerri girls. Sapa failed me. My father eventually didn't get the 20,000 naira, so I was stuck in Owerri girls. These just two students, what they use my eyes to see in that school. I can't finish telling the story. I'm not saying SS3 girls or SS3, the senior students. No, JS2 students, they dealt with me. You see that insult? They never forgot it. And that beating, I will never forget it in my life. Okay, so another unforgettable moment I would say is one of those Christmases growing up. My mom had bought a Christmas dress for me. I was so looking forward to trying out my Christmas clothes. We finished block rosary. I left them at the block rosary. Is it block rosary we call it? Yes, block rosary. And came back home just to fit in my clothes, and I wore it. The hand of the cloth covered my fingers. There was no shape. It was unnecessarily long. And I told my mom it wasn't my size. The woman looked at me and told me, perfect size, beautiful. I know mothers those days were fond of buying oversized clothes and you were going to grow into it. I didn't have rapid growth. So buying oversized clothes those days means I will keep wearing it because I wasn't growing like the usual child should grow. I was short, yeah. So I rejected the clothes there and then, and my mom said I was becoming stubborn, and she collected the clothes and she wasn't going to buy another clothes for me. So I think one of the days I had accompanied her to go and give the clothes to the same clothes to her tailor to amend it for her. And the tailor asked her why she would buy such an oversized clothes for herself, not me, herself. As in, if I remember, anytime I can really never ever forget that dress in my life. Whenever I want to buy clothes, it comes at the back of my head. Maybe it's even that clothes that is making me wear skimpy these days. Who knows? When I was in primary school, we're following one driver to come home. One of the days, the driver didn't come, so I followed. I don't know if anyone stays in Oji. I followed the Akakem's family. They are related to my mom. They're cousins to my mom. I followed them home, and the uncle did not collect money from me actually. So I used that money to buy puff puff. As in, I finished buying the boy, I was going home and saw my mom. I hid it. Mommy's instinct. She knew that I was hiding something from her. She didn't know what the thing was. So, she allowed me. The evening she called me out and wanted to find out what that one is. But, the fear of my mom growing up was actually why I'm wise. So because I knew she saw me, I didn't eat the puff puff. I kept it. I kept it. So when she called me, I told her it was puff puff. I showed her. And my mom scolded me and told me why whenever such happened again, I shouldn't use the money. I should let her have the money, or I should tell her about it and all those. And I thought we were okay. The next day, Thursday, guess what I saw in my school? My mom. She bought biscuits for me. I was happy I saw my mom. Guess what she came to do? She came to report me to her class teacher that I've joined bad gang. The beating the teacher gave me that day, you would think I stole. And the report had it that I stole something or I misbehaved or whatever. I can't remember. But they lashed life out of me for something we settled at home. My mom was a bully. She was notorious growing up. That woman, she showed me pepper. She wouldn't beat me herself. I'm sure my mom actually never did beat us growing up. But how she reacts to things, oh boy. You see how my teacher flogged me over that incident? Still today, they shock me like electric. They shock me. I have two. The first is actually, I don't like talking about these things. Yeah. The first was when my brother cut off his thumb. I can't forget that sight in my life. God, I can't even begin. She wanted to help my mom debone something. I can't remember. I don't want to remember it. I remember she wanted to use that machete and he actually cut off his thumb. The blood that was oozing out, and that day he was just shouting my name. Oh my goodness, as in, no. It's still traumatizing. Then Another one was when we're in the dormitory, those days where I think they did lights out, and one of my classmates then was still in school. And our principal has a way of doing class rounds or inspecting, checking if there are students out of the dorm when there's light out and all. And one of the girls, the fear of, I think she wasn't even out that day, but someone gave a panic scream, Ndapi, Ndapi, Ndapi. And one of my classmates jumped out of the window just to escape, jumped out and jumped into a tree. I mean, okay, so she jumped into a tree and the tree pierced. Oh my goodness. I don't want to think it. It still, yeah, it still gives me that chill whenever I remember it. Those experiences, I mean, I think the girl fainted. She was rushed to hospital. They would, and how she was extracted, it was a whole lot of, no, 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 no. It's actually still traumatizing till date. Yes, it is. When my husband left Boko Haram, I mean, when he was there, I was pregnant at the time, and I would say I wasn't even sleeping well. You know, when someone is somewhere and you're also somewhere thinking about the whole thing, it's not an experience I wish for anyone. So when he told me he was out of, yeah, the Northeast, I think that day I slept like a baby. I was happy all through. The my children noticed I was happy. I even made a meal. Like, that actually is still my happy moment. The day my husband left Northeast. Moment would be when one Charles like that, just stood me up on a date. He did not just stand me up, he just left me there and went to shoot his shot with one B, because to him, he felt I was not his spec. Another embarrassing moment is, yes, when I pooped on my clothes. I actually did poop on my clothes, but I don't want to give the gist. Actually, it's dirty and it's really embarrassing, really. A grown adult, like a full human like me, Sherry Coco like me, I pooped on my clothes. So, nah, it's a lot embarrassing.